so what's important? What makes somebody successful in this business? Really, what is it? And after thinking about it for a while, and thinking about what we do on a daily basis to get our business going, we decided that it could be discipline. And I'm not the only one that has thought that. There's some other very smart people that have thought that also. For instance, Brian Tracy wrote a book on just success. And at the end, he said, but the key to it all, the last page, the key to it all is discipline. So how many people in the room, so I just want to kind of gauge who I'm talking to here. How many people in the room have great habits of discipline? Oh wait, I shouldn't put my hand up. we do have one. We do have one. Congratulations. So in my research, when I looked at some of the people that really know a lot about discipline, many of the people who are extremely disciplined didn't believe that they were. That the more disciplined we are, the more we think we need to be better. So I know everyone in this room. I don't know everybody out there, but I know everybody in this room, and I know we have a lot of discipline in the room. But I believe that we can always do better. There's a gentleman, his name is Kopmeyer, and he's dead now, but he wrote a book on the 1,000 principles to success. And you can actually download his book. The book is not even copyrighted anymore, it's so old, but it's an amazing book. It's 800 pages long. It's got about 80 chapters, but the chapters are really small. They're only about 10 pages apiece. And you can download, go to archives.org, and you can download his book, and that's how I read it. Kopmeyer again said that discipline is the master of success. So we have to remember that also. I know it's here just in case. And what happens when we are disciplined? Think about your day and the days that you are disciplined. What happens? And you know what? We want participation here from the audience. I don't like to just talk. And I really believe that I learn when I speak. So I want you to help me learn today. So when you're disciplined and you have a great day of just doing stuff that you said you were going to do, how do you feel at the end of the day?
A feeling of accomplishment.
A feeling of accomplishment. Yeah. Anything else?
I find I did things in less time than I thought I was doing them in. In other words, in my mind, everything was a big job. But when I actually set my mind to doing it, each chore took less time. And I had more free time at the end of the day. And an amazing feeling of how much I've accomplished.
Yes, right. So Joyce is saying that feeling of accomplishment and being able to do a lot more than she thought that she could have succeeded. And that is such a great feeling. Yes, Jean?
Thinking about it is always worse than actually doing it.
You know what? That's true. We have about 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day.
In my mind.
In our minds, and about 80% of them are negative, just as a side note. But those 80% are not constructive. So that's showing that we need, we need constructive thoughts, but we need discipline in our lives. In fact, Jim Rohn says that discipline weighs ounces. Right? Discipline weighs ounces, but regret is about the heaviest. It weighs pounds. So being disciplined is so important. And so when I look at my last week, where Jean and I have been going crazy trying to put together this program, I was really disciplined. was really disciplined. I got amazing things done because of the focus that I had. So discipline is important. I actually, when we talked about what the importance of discipline, and we decided to name it that, as I'm looking at this and researching it and using some of my my silent mentors like Jim Rohn and Brian Tracy, when I'm looking at those people, I really thought about it, and it's like, it's not important, it's magic. Because when we have the correct amount of discipline in our lives, we accomplish more, we feel better, and we attract more into our lives because of it. And when we are disciplined in one area, do you know what happens? We get disciplined in other areas.
What it does is it clears up your mind.
It clears up your
You
mind.
get rid of the clutter.
Joyce, you just said something. We're going to do an experiment. Oh my gosh, I love it when I have shills in the audience. She wasn't really a shill. But I have a granddaughter who is 6 years old. So last night we started doing experiments because I wanted to have something to really talk about our minds and clearing up and all that good stuff. So we're going to do this little bit experiment today. So what I have here is some water and some sand. Okay? So the water is our mind. So we're going to put our mind together here. Thank you, Joyce, for bringing in my funnel. So our sand is our thoughts. And we have a lot of thoughts. We're not going to use all these thoughts. We have to have some left over for later today. And my granddaughter wants to play with the sand. I'll give it a little bit more. Those are our thoughts. So what happens? You know, we're sleeping, wake up, we're refreshed, and we say, what do I have to do today? What's going on? I have to do this. I have to do that. Oh my gosh, there's so much going on in my life, right? Is that how we feel sometimes? And look what happens. These are our thoughts. But you know what we have to do? Be still. You have to be quiet. There are several principles of discipline. The first is clarity. Because if we stay still and think and clear our mind, our thoughts are settled. Isn't that cool? So when you're thinking of getting up in the morning and all this is going on, take a moment. And as my good friend Bob Wishmeyer says, ponder. One of the best lessons I've gotten from Bob is ponder. Figure out where your discipline is headed today, what you need to do, what's going on. Clear your thoughts. And when you clear your thoughts, things come into your mind. And the important things tend to come into your mind. So, thank you, Joyce, for the thing, and thank you for the experiment. How much time do we have?
10 minutes.
Great, great. Well, we have about 10 minutes left. I have about 2 hours of presentation left. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue our presentation, all of our presentation at upcoming trainings. So today we're going to talk about just a couple of the secrets and the magic of some of the things that I've learned about discipline, and we're going to share the rest of them today. So the first one, the first secret is is actually clarity. And with clarity comes habits. You want to create good habits, because if you know what you're doing, you don't have to think about it as often. In Synergy, we have something called the 21-Day Challenge. Our 21-Day Challenge call we do on a weekly basis. It's on Tuesday mornings, and talk to your leaders to get the number. The 21-Day Challenge actually helps us to choose things that we can do for 21 days at a time that we want to make a habit. So I know there's some people here that are on a 21-day challenge. So if you wouldn't mind just sharing a couple things that that you have had success with your 21-day challenge, or the daily habits that you wanted to change. Yes?
It keeps it in the forefront of my mind.
And so what do you mean about the forefront of your mind?
Sometimes it's easy to forget the things that I want to get done in a day, but if I have a 21-day challenge sitting in front of me and I have a list of things that I want to do every day, and I feel like those are the things that are going to have me grow as a person, it keeps me thinking about it rather than shoving it to the side and saying, I'll do that tomorrow.
So, anybody else?
I would just say, just comment that on getting on the various calls throughout the week, do much of what Jean just said. Because if you're on a Synergy call at least 2-3 times a week, it keeps Synergy in the front of your mind, so that when I'm with somebody, I tend to talk more about Pro-Arginine because it's on the front of my mind, and it seems to have more effect,
Yeah, so the things on your 21-day challenge, were they things that you really wanted to do?
No.
No.
Resounding no.
No.
And for me too, they were the tough things.
Yeah.
But I knew that there was something, in order for me to move my business ahead, I had to do the tough things. So what do successful people do that unsuccessful people don't?
The impossible.
The things that are hard.
The things that are hard.
Things
Yeah.
that they don't want to do.
The things that they don't want to do.
Yeah.
And do the successful people like to do them?
No.
Do the unsuccessful people like to do them?
No.
What's the difference?
Doing them.
Doing it.
The successful people do them. The unsuccessful people don't do them. They're hard for everybody. This is a secret, everybody. So if you're unsuccessful and you want to be successful by using discipline, you have to do it.
Yeah.
That's it. What a secret.
Yeah.
Because the successful people are doing it. The unsuccessful people aren't doing it. So clarity, knowing what you want, so important in the matter of discipline.
Yeah.
There's another big challenge that I know that I have throughout my day, and it's such an important principle. But I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, I'm a wife, I'm a neighbor, I'm a friend, and I'm a Synergy distributor. But that's a piece of what I do. It's not all of what I do. Sometimes people say, do you work all the time? Not usually. No, I don't, because I have a life, and I want to continue to have a life. I want a business too. So there's an important piece to that, and that important piece is time management. Time management is so important, because if we don't control what we're doing throughout the day is going to control us. Has anyone in the audience ever gotten to the end of the day and said, oh, what were you going to say, Steve? I forgot to do something. I didn't get done what I was going to do today. Oh my goodness, it just slipped away. So we need time management. But it's so easy to say, oh yeah, sure, well, just manage our time, right? Well, I've developed a program to help us decide how to put in the stuff that needs to be put stuff in. And this program actually revolves around television. Now, in network marketing, if you've attended any network marketing programs, they always say never watch television, right? Right? If you don't watch television, it's a waste. And I kind of agree. But has anyone ever watched television? Anyone? Yeah. We've all watched television, right? And so I'm going to talk about network marketing in the concept of television and television programs, because we've already we all have watched television. We all kind of understand television. So we're going to take television and time management and blend them together today. So the first thing I want to talk about is this time of year. It is the fall, right? And this time of year on network TV, I love the word network, by the way. On network TV, we have new programming coming on, right? They're premieres. Has anyone seen any advertisements for any new programs that is coming that they thought they'd want to watch?
Nashville.
Nashville. Okay, Nashville. Okay, since you answered, Jean, what makes you want to watch Nashville?
Because my daughter lived there, and a lot of the places are familiar to me, and I like country music, so.
So it's comfortable.
Oh yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's
mindless.
It's mindless. Okay. And the show Nashville is going to come on at a certain time during the television schedule, right?
Right.
It's coming on at something called prime time, right? So when is prime time?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. Between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. at night.
Yeah.
You have to watch the program. If you want to watch Nashville, the first time it comes on, you have to watch it live. You have to watch it between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. on whatever day it comes on.
Wednesday.
Thank you.
I think it's like 9 at night.
Okay, so at 9 o'clock at night, you have to watch that program, right? Because it's on in prime time. Yeah, you could DVR it, but it's not going to be the same, is it? It's not like being there the first time. So we have prime time in our business too. We have prime time are those things that we need to do during certain hours of the day. So what would be a prime time thing that you have to do in your business?
Answer emails.
Possibly. Well,
Make phone calls.
can you answer emails anytime during the day?
Yeah, but I don't. I have my time when I'm at my best.
okay, so answering your emails could be your prime time then.
My best time is in the morning.
Okay, your best time is in the morning, but what is the best time, what is the best things for you to get your business done? What is going to make the most money for you that has to be done at a certain time of the day? I know this is a trick question.
Calling people, I mean, you can't do that any time of day. I can write an email at midnight, I can't call somebody at midnight.
Exactly.
They wouldn't be happy with me anyway.
Exactly.
You don't want to call during the dinner hour.
Right. So there are, right.
Or during Nashville.
Or during Nashville. Exactly. So our prime time is really those things that we have to do during certain hours. Now I know Joyce is really great about getting appointments. When she does face-to-face appointments, she wants to get voice-to-voice, and she always asks, "What is the best time for me to follow up?" And if the person that she's talking to says Sunday at 7 p.m., what does Joyce do? She's going to call that person back Sunday at 7 p.m. That's prime time for Joyce.
Yeah.
Nothing else is going to get in the way of that, right? Just like nothing else is going to get in the way of Nashville. When you're watching Nashville on television, you don't want any interruptions. So our prime time events are those events that we schedule in first, that have a certain point of time.
Yeah.
And we can't do it at midnight. We can't do it at other times. I know Marcia from St. Louis is watching also, and Marcia does corporate. She does calls on corporate customers. So corporate customers, again, after 9, probably until 11 a.m., she's got this window that she can do cold calling with her corporate customers. And then after lunch, probably 2, because people at corporate, they don't take that 1-hour lunch. Especially the people that she's talking to, they've got the 2 3-hour lunches. So after 2 till about 5, and after that, she can't do it anymore. So look at what is your prime time and schedule that in first, because that's most important. The next thing is reruns. Some of us really like to watch reruns. I like to watch reruns because I've seen it before. It's comfortable. I know what's going to happen, but I still want to watch it because sometimes it's very emotional. So those reruns, you can watch them whenever they pop up. Kind of, you can DVR them, but you want to make sure that you keep time for that. So what are reruns in our business? Reruns in our business is getting back in touch with our customer base. So we have customers.
Yeah.
We want to keep in touch with those customers. We like those customers. We want to create relationships with those customers. But it's not something that we have to do during certain times. We know that they're only going to be available certain times, and it is a money-making event, but it's just one step down the ladder for us, right?
Right, and it's important to follow up with the current customers if you want to maintain them. Maintenance is very important. The other thing is there's different ways of communicating with your current customers. For example, if you know somebody has a particular problem, maybe diabetes or whatever it is, and you see an article or something about that particular ailment, you can even email them, check this out, look at this article on such and such, or a call, leave a message. I learned this about your particular ailment, so it's a way of continuing that you care. And I think that's the key to communicating. I'm not trying to sell you my product, I'm just trying to tell you I care about you getting well.
Exactly. And that's why reruns are important on television, right? You care. You want again to see it again, to be there again. The next thing is full-length movies. I love full-length movies, right? You get to go with friends. It takes a long time. You're building a relationship possibly with your friends. You're building a relationship with the people on the screen, and it's over a longer period of time. So full-length movies really is building our networks. Now Jean did a great job in showing how we build our networks by taking floss and turning it into rope. Well, that's a full-length movie. It's going to take more than one time. It's going to take a long period of time. But building our networks is so important in our business. But it's not quite up there with calling a customer. It's not quite up there with following up. But you still have to do it. It is important. And you have to schedule that into your day. And then the fourth type of TV program is documentaries. And documentaries are really fun to watch. That's, we have the TV on the Learning Channel and National Geographic and Discovery Channel, because that's where you learn, right? I saw a documentary yesterday on television. I actually saw a minute of it. But they were looking at some Egyptian tombs and the amazing manufacturing they did, and how they constructed these life-size emperor horses and buggies and just amazing things. So documentaries are really, really fun to watch, but it takes a little time, and we learn so much from them. Well, we have documentaries in our business also. And those documentaries are learning and continuing to feed our brains, our minds, so that we become a better person. You know, people say, how do you become successful in this business? One of the ways you do it is you become a better person. You learn the business, you learn how to work with people, you learn how to get up, like Jean said, a couple of years ago she would have gotten in front of a room and done a presentation, but look how great she is.
Yeah.
Because she's been learning and growing, and you want to continue to do that. So make sure that with your time, that you have time for the documentaries in your business for education. How much time?
About 5 minutes.
Oh, great, great. The next thing about time is that we have to remember that you know, when you're thinking about time and you're active, your mind is active, and your mind is active in the present time. Eckhart Tolle wrote a book called The Power of Now. He's doing a presentation I think we should all go to. It's in Australia at the end of October.
Are you paying?
So it would be great for all of us, everyone, also live stream, if they could come to Australia with us and see Eckhart Tolle do his presentation on the power of now. Eckhart, E-K-H-A-R-T, Tolle, T-O-L-L-E.
Yeah, the power of now.
The power of now.
Don't procrastinate.
Don't procrastinate. That is definitely one of the powers in the power of now. And don't worry about the past. And don't get your mind about the past. Don't get your mind into the future, but live in the present, right? I have a saying that says, you want to learn from the past, live in the present, and prepare for the future. Because in the past are our lessons, and in the future are our possibilities. But in the present, it's where we live, and that's where we're creating it. So we really want to make sure that that we are living in the present, and that we get the information that's coming to us in the present. Because I believe that as we are all sitting here today, that we all have other things going on in our minds. I know if I was sitting in that chair right now, I would be thinking, is this almost done? What's coming on next? Oh gosh, I want to make sure that we get out in time for lunch. You know, really, all those things that are going on in our mind. So we have to learn to focus our mind to work at what is in the present.
I heard it said that you can't live in the future because it's yet to come. And living in the past is too late, dead and gone. You must live in today, in the now, and make it so beautiful that it'll be worth remembering.
Absolutely, absolutely,
Yeah.
yes. And you're right. You can't do anything about the past. We can remember the past with regret, longing,
Yeah, whatever.
sadness, or joy, but we can't live there. We have to live in the present. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Do you want to introduce Dan?
Absolutely. I would love to introduce Dan. So, so there are 7 more principles that I feel are really imperative for success. So we're going to continue those disciplines at another time, and so I guess we'll just have to keep you in suspense. They are awesome principles, though, and as we go on in our training, some of the other principles, as I was thinking about it, we're actually going to have some experts come in and teach us some of those principles, because I know I don't have the expertise to talk about those. So, so thank you very much for being disciplined enough to sit through this period of our presentation. Next we have Dan Hammer, and he's going to talk to us really about resources, and specifically synergy resources that we can use to become successful. So go ahead, Dan.